Hello, everyone. Welcome to Kiki and Kibitz. It's me, Mary, and I'm here today, Saturday, July 19th, with 90 Day UK. Yes, 90 Day UK is back, season 4, episode 1. I am not a visa vagina. All I have to say, if episode 1 has this kind of title, can we imagine the rest of the season? So, if I was going to give this episode a grade, I would give it a solid B minus, okay, which is pretty good to start off for an episode 1. So, let's hop right into this. So, first off, I want to say the way the episode started was very confusing. We see this young lady arriving at an airport in Turkey, okay? And she's like, "Where is he? He's not here." And then her mom calls her and she's like, "Mom, he's not here to pick me up. Oh my goodness." And she's like, "But I love him so." And she's trying to call him, and his her call is being forwarded to voicemail, and she's just kind of standing there looking like a lost puppy. Meanwhile, I'm watching this scene going, who the fuck is she? Who stood her up? What's going on? Dun dun dun. 90 Day Fiancé UK. Okay. So we get introduced to Shannon. Shannon is 25, okay? And her boo thing is from Turkey. Her boo thing, his name is Mete, okay? And they met on a trip in 2023, okay? And she fell in love with him. Basically, he is part of the hotel entertainment team, and one night he plopped down next to her, and the conversation started flowing and flowing. And before you know it, they were on the beach until 6 a.m. They have this wonderful connection. But there's one little problem, okay? So Shannon is not exactly a girly girl. Like, she likes to dress up and look all pretty and stuff, but she also plays football, which us Americans call soccer, but she's really into football, and she is the only girl on the team, okay, and she's really good at it. And whenever they win, her and her mates like to go out to the pub for a pint or two, which I see nothing wrong with that. But her man Mete does not like her having male friends, especially this dude Jay. And her and Jay are like brother and sister. Jay considers her to be a little sister. He actually lives right next door to her. Okay, so Mete, we get to meet him. He's from Turkey. Okay, he is jealous. That's how he describes himself. He is jealous. Whether she dresses up to go out with her friends, if she's going out for a pint or two with her mates and there's going to be lads there, he is just jealous. Okay. And I am thinking, red flag, red flag, red flag. But this is only episode 1. So then they have this really, really strange phone conversation. Okay. Where they're calling each other darling back and forth, but it's a really tense conversation because she tells him that she went out with some mates, including Jay and some other lads, and they had a couple of pints, darling. And he's like, "Well, I don't like that, darling. I told you I didn't want you hanging out with lads, darling. But, darling, I've been friends with these lads for a long time, darling. Well, darling, I don't care. I am jealous, darling." You get my point, right? So it was a really, really weird and awkward conversation. And he likes to box. Okay, so boxing gets out his frustrations. So he is boxing with his cousin, and he basically tells his cousin that since his darling decided that, she's going to continue going out with her mates, especially the lads that hang around, knowing how jealous he is. He quit his job, relocated back home to Turkey, and stopped going out because it made his darling Shannon jealous. But now it looks like Shannon, darling, doesn't give a fuck about the way he feels. So he tells his cousin, I'm going to do what I want. I'm going to go out. I'm going to do whatever I want. And there's not a damn thing my darling can do about it. So now Shannon is getting ready to pack to go on the trip. Okay. And ever since her and Mete had that argument about her hanging out with her lads and her mates, he hasn't really been responding to her. So her friend Jay is like, listen, there's this site for scammers and stuff. Do you want to take a look at it and just see if maybe he's on here? And she's like, no, I don't. Thank you, but no thank you. And he's like, listen, I consider you like a little sister. I will always look out for you no matter what. So Jay sees all the red flags and he is, concerned. But basically, Shannon has to learn the hard way. So now she flies out there. First off, even before she gets on the plane, she's calling him and he doesn't answer. If that was me, I would have gotten on the plane. He knows that she's coming and he's not answering the phone on purpose. Okay. So she gets on the plane. She arrives in Turkey, calls him again, and her call is being forwarded to voicemail. Like, what in the actual fuck? All she wants is to be happy as she cries in her confessional. Okay. So she's in the airport looking like a lost puppy. Will Mete show up to pick her up? We shall see. And next up is Xena. She is 65 and she is a fucking character and a half. Okay. Her man is Ambria. I know I'm probably saying his name wrong. Ambria. And he is from the Gambia. Okay. So they met 2 years ago when she was on holiday there. And all I have to say is, you go, Xena, on that strip pole. She likes dancing. She likes drinking. She likes partying. She has gotten a couple of procedures done. Oh, yeah, she got new boobs. She's had some lipo. She's getting new teeth. I mean, Angela Deem should take note, okay? She looks really good for her age. And her man, she met him 2 years ago, like I said, on a holiday. And yes, he's a waiter. And, her family and friends are kind of worried, okay? So, first of all, the title of the episode comes from this scene where she's talking with her friend, and her friend is pointing out the obvious age difference and is asking Xena whether she thinks is a wee chance that Amria could be using her for a visa. And she says, I am no visa vagina. So there you go. That is the title of the episode, courtesy of Xena. So Ethel, Xena's 97-year-old mom, she does not sugarcoat things at all. She saw pictures of Embryo and she does not like him. Just from the pictures. She's like, nope, he's not the one for you. Nope, I don't like him. She's 97. I think Xena should listen to her mom. Just me. Okay. So she meets with her daughter and granddaughter. She has four grandchildren. I'm sorry, four children, seven grandchildren, and one great grandchild. So of course, her daughter and her granddaughter are concerned that Embria could be just using her for money. And she's like, you know something? First off, I don't have any money to send him. I've only sent him about 300 pounds, okay? And he knows that I don't have money. So this can't be for financial motives because I don't have any finances. So Zena lives in a retirement community. I cracked up during the scene. So she is the gardener, okay? And that is her saving grace because, first off, she is one of the youngest people to live in this community. They're all like in their 70s and 80s. And when she first moved in, they didn't like her very much. Why didn't they like her? Well, Zena was having parties, loud music, people in and out. And in this community of 70s and 80-year-old people, they are like, what in the actual fuck? But her saving grace is being a gardener, and considering that she gardens everybody's garden and makes, the place look nice, they decided to keep her. Well, she is having a FaceTime call with her boo thing, Ambria. And even though she told her family that he doesn't ask her for money, she doesn't have any money to give him anyway. If he did ask, that she gave him 300 pounds out of the kindness of her heart, that he didn't ask her for money. Well, first off, he's like, "Hi, sweetheart, how are you? Are you going to slow down on drinking?" He's a Muslim, okay? She has been reading the Quran, and she's like, "Yes, I'm going to try to slow down on drinking," as the cameras pan to her full bar in her house, okay? So, then for someone who never asked her for money and for someone who doesn't have finances to give, he feels awfully comfortable asking her for money to buy a taxi for his business. He wants to drive a taxi to make money. Okay. And how much does he need? 3,000 pounds. That's a lot of fucking money. Okay. That's a lot of fucking money that Xena doesn't have. And when Xena's explaining to him that she really doesn't have the money, she would love to give it to him, but she doesn't have it. All of a sudden, their FaceTime connection became really spotty. He was like, "What? I can't hear you. I'm losing you." And then he vanished. Yeah. And Xena said she would even consider taking out a loan, but only if Embryo was to pay her back. And there's no guarantee that he would. So she's not going to put herself in debt for him. So hopefully she sticks to her guns and we shall see. So now finally, we have Chandra. Okay. Chandra's man is Adnan, another Adnan. He's from Albania. Okay. Chandra is 45, Adnan is 25. And yes, they met on a vacation. Okay. So yeah, this is going to be another hot mess express. Okay. So he's from Albania. They met in Greece while she was on vacation. Of course, he was part of the entertainment team. He, did the water sports and stuff like that. So they started talking, and before you know it, they were riding the elevator in his building. He lives in a high-rise building, guys. And she was riding the elevator in his building, having fun. Let's just put it that way. They were going up and down and up and down. Okay. Her daughter thinks she has lost her ever loving mind. Okay. Her daughter's like, "Mom, do you realize that, first of all, there is a huge age gap between you guys? And second of all, you have a huge secret that you're hiding from him. And when he finds out, he may not like it." What is her huge secret, you guys? She has converted to Mormonism. Yep, she's a Mormon now, which means no premarital sex. She can't even be in the same house with him until they get married. So she's going out with a couple of friends, and her friends are like, "Hold up, wait a minute. So let me get this straight. You haven't told your 25-year-old boyfriend who you roll the elevator up and down and up and down and up and down with, that you have converted to being a Mormon, which means no premarital sex, and you can't even be in the same house with him. And she's like, yeah, no, I haven't told him anything. And her friends are like, good luck with that, girl. Okay. So Adnan, all he gives a fuck about is living and breathing in the UK. Okay. He is like, Shauna, thank goodness for my love, Shauna, because now I can live my dream. I could come and live in the UK. And then he starts like naming all the things that he would do once he comes to the UK: the London Bridge, the double decker bus, going to see chickens. I mean, this dude wants a UK citizenship, wants a UK visa, and yeah, so he's hanging out with his friend, and he's telling him, Shauna is going to come visit soon. Hopefully, they could ride the elevator up and down, up and down, up and down. He has no clue that she's a Mormon now, which means he can't even be on the same elevator with her until they get married. So anyway, he is just looking forward to seeing Shauna again and looking forward to going to the UK. Hot Mess Express. Okay, so now she's packing on her trip to go see her man in Greece. She still hasn't told him about the intimacy side of things, i.e., there'll be none. He's not going to get any coochie. I mean, they can hold hands, but that's about it. So, but she thinks it'll be okay. Just tell your 25-year-old boyfriend that he's not going to get any coochie anymore because you're a Mormon now. Yeah, things will be good. But with Adnan, I have a feeling that he may just pretend things are all good because he wants to live in the UK so fucking bad, okay? He might even convert to being a Mormon. Even though he is Muslim, he's not a practicing Muslim. And Shauna really thinks that she could convince him to become a Mormon and they could get married and live happily ever after. Her daughter's like, yo, you have lost your ever loving mind, mom. You are delusional. So Shauna leaves to go to the airport to go meet her man Adnan in Greece, and good luck with that. So, like I said, the first episode was really interesting. I mean, Zena, you go, girl, on that poll. So we shall see how the rest of the episodes turn out. Now, these are on Discovery Plus. Okay, they're not on TLC or cable or anything else, unfortunately. The first three episodes dropped last Friday. So I believe we're already up to episode 4. So I'm going to try to get a recap out for you guys, maybe one every day until I catch up. But just keep your notifications on, keep a lookout. I am covering 90 Day UK. For those match me abroad fans, I know I've fallen behind on my recaps for those. I'm hoping to catch up on them this weekend. Please keep an eye out for those. And that's basically it. Thank you so much for watching me. Please subscribe if you don't already. Hit that like button. Share my video with a friend or 10. Please consider joining my membership. And please consider checking out my merchandise. Thank you so much. Have a great day.